That was a beautiful day, and we're going to keep it rolling for today. The lower humidity, but the summertime warmth. I will edge up probably low to mid 80s, so getting closer to our average high. Just really good stuff for today with some minor issues out there. And even early this morning, the Max Track has a whole lot in the way of clutter in and around here, but you drop into our southeastern counties, there is a lone shower, and if I throw up the next rad from Jackson, you can see it right on the spine of the mountains there, down through Harlan, coming up through Cumberland, getting closer to Whitesburg, a lone shower that's just cruising along. And there's been a little bit of lightning, but that's into western parts of Virginia there. And of course, down across the Carolinas, Virginia, and up towards D.C., they got a batch of showers and storms on the move. So the majority of the active weather is going to remain off to the southeast. The reason being, we're in a stagnant pattern here. We've got a ridge of high pressure up over the Great Lakes, and we have this stalled frontal boundary that is remaining the focus for ongoing showers and storms. And look what we're doing. We're running the periphery of both. So we're caught in the middle. If we're closer to the high, things would be absolutely calm. But since we're not, right on the southeastern edge of that, there is that possibility, as I talked about yesterday, for a few showers and storms. We got the lone shower I just showed you this morning. Into the afternoon, our southeastern viewers may see a few showers and storms firing here in the bluegrass. Northern Kentucky should not be an issue. Now, as you go farther along into the weekend, we'll have pretty much that stagnant pattern holding. Stalled front sags a little farther south. That high still holding. It'll break down and then build back into the Great Lakes. So we should stay fairly quiet, not see a whole lot of change beyond just a daily slow rise in the temperatures and a gradual increase in humidity. Right now, we've got this drier air entrenched across the Ohio Valley, as I've told you, and you've known if you've been outside. But watch what happens and watch the clock here. This is the future dew point. So where you see these greens showing up, that is muggier air, moisture starting to stream back in again, that humidity climbing. That's by late in the weekend, early next week. So in addition to the warm up, you'll notice an ever so gradual rise in humidity. So by the end of the weekend, early next week, it's going to start to get a little stickier out there. But right now, boy, does it feel wonderful. It's 63 degrees in Lexington. Some of our eastern Kentucky counties, 64 in Owingsville right now. Paintsville, you guys are in the mid 60s. And then as we drop down to the southeast, pretty much the same, mid to upper 60s as you head down into the mountains. So what are we in for? Well, it's going to be a day that is warming. Low 80s, our average high is 86, and there you can see that temperature trend upwards, topping out around that 90-degree mark by Sunday. So our below-average run goes by the wayside, and we get back to the above-average heat, and of course the humidity, and a more typical summertime feel to your storm tracker forecast. But notice, you know, beyond that chance for a few showers and storms southeast, we should stay dry all the way through the weekend. Next week, along with the heat, starts to get unsettled again. That daily shower and storm chance cropping back up.
Welcome back at 4:49. Over 135 people are dead, at least 5,000 injured. Numbers sure to grow in Beirut following Tuesday's deadly explosion. In the aftermath, the Lebanese government is now focusing on the exact cause of the blast. NBC's chief foreign correspondent Richard Engel has more.
New videos show how the powerful blast changed this city in an instant. A church service was underway when the roof begins caving in. A bride posed for a wedding video. You can hear the first blast. And then a reporter in the upper corner doing a live television interview in Arabic. She survived. We learned at least one American is among the more than 100 people who died. At least 5,000 were injured, and hundreds are missing. Hospitals, already struggling with COVID, are beyond capacity.
We have a small hospital. It's a 60-bed hospital, and it's not equipped to receive this number of casualties. I've never seen something like this.
Lebanese officials say the blast was caused by a fire. You can see it popping and sparking. What started it remains unclear. But it grew, setting off the big explosion at a storage facility. Lebanese officials say packed with 2,750 tons of ammonium nitrate, commonly used in fertilizers. It can also be used for bombs. Timothy McVeigh used it to destroy the federal building in Oklahoma City. The Beirut blast was 1,300 times more powerful. Lebanese officials are investigating why so much of this explosive chemical was left at Beirut's port. Lebanese officials say it was seized from a cargo ship 6 years ago. Customs officials claim they asked to get rid of it, but it never happened. Instead, this was the port area before and after, like it was never there. The Lebanese government says it's placing an unspecified number of port officials under house arrest while the investigation continues. Apparently, out of concern, they try to leave the country. Richard Engel, NBC News, London.
4:52 now. The show of international support following Tuesday's explosion in Lebanon has been pouring in. In France, the Eiffel Tower went dark at 12 a.m. local time this morning to honor victims in Beirut. On Tuesday, the city of Paris announced it will provide emergency financial aid to the city. Paris joins the UK, Russia, Germany, Australia, and the United Nations in announcing emergency aid to Lebanon.
Former Acting Attorney General Sally Yates is defending the DOJ investigation into President Donald Trump's first national security advisor, Michael Flynn. Yates, who testified before a Senate panel yesterday, played a key role in alerting the White House about Flynn's calls with the then Russian ambassador to the U.S. When asked about a January 2017 White House meeting, she said the Obama White House did not try to influence the Flynn probe. Under a plea deal, Flynn pleaded guilty to lying to the FBI, but the Justice Department later dropped the case. Yates called the action, quote, highly irregular.
4:53 now. Instagram's version of TikTok is now available in the U.S. and more than 50 other countries.
I noticed it on my app yesterday. The short-form video feature is called Reels, and it was launched yesterday. Reels lets Instagram users make 15-second videos set to music or audio, including special effects. It comes amid uncertainty about TikTok's future in the U.S. In the recent days, we have seen threats from President Trump to ban TikTok, as well as discussion about a potential U.S. takeover of the app by Microsoft. All right, 4:53 here on Sunrise. While lockdown has certainly not been easy, it has forced us to become a little more resourceful.
Yep. And some people have been able to turn these uncertain times into business opportunities. We're going to meet two people who are doing just that when we come right back.
You're watching LEX 18 News at Sunrise.
Welcome back. It is 4:56 here on your Thursday morning. Lockdown hasn't been easy, and it's actually made a lot of things harder. But while we mostly just complain about it, some people have started businesses to solve those problems. NBC's William Pitts explains.
Very scary, very scary experience because I had to drop her off at the curb of the emergency room, and I didn't know if I was going to see her again.
Amy Kaiserman's 19-year-old daughter was in the hospital with COVID-19 for 7 days.
And when they released her home to me and my family, you know, she wasn't completely recovered yet, and they were like, okay, well, good luck.
The Glendale mom had to figure out how to take care of her without getting close enough to get sick. This is what she came up with, a temporary isolation tent that fits over the door, with a hole cut into it for deliveries.
And allowed me to give her medications and her food and everything also without having to completely, go inside the room.
Amy owns a company that makes these bubble tents. She used the same material to make the isolation kits. At the same time, Andrew Martinez had a problem too, how to go shopping without touching the cart.
I really wanted to make sure that I was doing my part to make sure I didn't contract anything to, get it to my sister's kids or my mom. That's compromised already.
His solution, the Grippy.
So I got the blue one. It's neoprene, it's stretchy. It has Velcro on both sides.
For $20, it keeps you from touching the cart handle. It's removable and washable.
Wrap it around it. Again, Velcro on the back side.
Amy and Andrew are already selling their products, selling solutions to problems we've never seen before.
Welcome back. You can get your news anytime on LEX18.com.
Don't forget that we stream all of our newscasts live on our website. That includes Sunrise. It continues right now, just ahead of 5 o'clock.
count on LEX 18 News.
The governor discusses what needs to happen before recent added restrictions against bars and restaurants can be lifted.
Plus, Governor Beshear reiterates his stance on mail-in voting during an interview with CNN.
And the state attorney general's office is warning of a potential scam related to masks and face shields. We'll tell you about that coming up too. LEX 18 News at Sunrise continues on a Thursday morning.
Hello and good morning. Thank you so much for waking up with us here on Sunrise. It's Thursday. It's also August 6th. I'm Claire Crouch.
I'm Chris Goodman, along with meteorologist Tom Ackerman, and the nice weather we've been experiencing continues today as well.
Yeah, that's right, Chris. These are not the dog days of August. I mean, it's beautiful out there. And it's not feeling anything like this time of the year. We're going to get back into the hot stuff, the steamy stuff eventually. So, yeah, you just want to take advantage of what we're enjoying this morning. Our Keeneland Live Weather Bug camera and the Max Track, at least within the bluegrass, is quiet. But there have been these lone showers and sprinkles showing up into our far southeastern mountain counties, way down south, talking about around Harlan, the border counties, Letcher County. It's actually cruising up towards Pikeville. You guys may have a stray shower passing through, and that'll be the case into the afternoon as well. Still looking at a bit of a split forecast today with things fairly quiet here in the bluegrass in northern Kentucky, and just maybe a couple of showers, thunder showers firing up into the heat of the afternoon. There you can see in that short run of the future track. Those get going later on today. And yeah, maybe an isolated shower storm here, but overall, partly sunny skies. It's warm, but the humidity's still in check, and it's just a nice combination. Very pleasant to be outside. 61 degrees right now. Highs are going to slowly edge from the low 80s today to mid 80s down south into the mid 80s, and then eventually start to creep up and probably hit 90 by the end of the weekend. So yes, that heat will gradually rise. We'll talk about any shower and storm chance that goes along with it coming up.